Oh man, first time we're doing this.
Go. Give away all of our secrets.
This is absolutely the first time we've attempted this.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Completely first take. We're good at this. First take, done.
First take. We never do anything
We don't
twice.
even edit. The obvious cuts are actually us in real time with our wizard powers. Hi! Alright, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Don't know, God, they brought that back.
They mixed them together.
No,
They
yeah,
mashed
it's
them up.
like
They
a
mashed them
horrible
together.
mutant hybrid baby. Okay, so let's just jump to the end credits. All right, end credits.
Okay, no.
They just
Alright.
so they had the original theme, but then they tried
mashed
to put
it with
they
the
tried to put the
movie.
Go Ninja Go. No, it was gone. No one knew it. Well,
Everyone knows it.
no, but the people who remembered it, we vowed to keep it a secret. They broke that. Okay, not really. Whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
I vowed to keep it a secret. I don't know.
welcome to our review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. If you are not familiar with what we do and how we do this,
Then why are you here? No, wait, no,
then-
please don't go.
we're gonna start off non-spoiler-y.
We'll try.
Maybe we'll fuck up. I don't know. We might
I
fuck
won't.
up and give a spoiler, but
Oh.
if not, then whatever. We're just gonna give general thoughts on the movie, and then we're gonna go into spoilers. About halfway through, we're gonna talk about our pros, we're gonna talk about our cons, and then we're gonna do final thoughts and a rating out of 10.
Yeah.
So, Dan, what did you think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows?
They don't know. Don't look at me like that. This was our first take.
This was the first thing.
Okay, no. In all seriousness, I actually really like this movie. It was a lot of fun. Like, I mean, and that's really. Again, there were so many people that had complained about the first movie because Michael Bay, blah blah, it sucked, it ruined all this stuff. Well, exactly, but I mean, it's like that was a lot of people complained about it not being a great movie. I'm just like, guys, let's look at the title here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is like the craziest creation that anyone stoned could possibly make. And if they weren't stoned, then wow, okay. But it's not. It's silly. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. This movie had all of that. It was stupid, but it was fun stupid. It was just silly. It was over the top. There's a lot of cool fight scenes, a lot of great action sequences, a lot of really stupid jokes, but I laughed. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was great. And the best part to me, honestly, is that it felt like an old Ninja Turtles episode. I felt like I was a kid again watching the TV show. Just laughing at all the jokes and all that stuff. Forced the time, sure. It was far from a perfect movie, but it was fun.
Okay. Personally, I did not grow up with the Ninja Turtles.
Heretic.
I didn't really watch the show. I've seen the movies from like the 80s, so and like I know of the turtles, and I'm obviously aware that they're a thing and that they fight.
They're ninjas.
I know the theme song.
Yeah, you do for some reason.
I weirdly know the lyrics to the theme song.
All of them.
Most of them. There's like a second verse that wasn't in the show.
There's like 3 or 4 verses. I think it goes on for hours.
I know the whole first verse. I'm not gonna sing it now, but I know it.
I'm pretty sure it's all of like 10 words.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
There's like 2 words for each turtle, and then just like Ninja Turtle power afterwards.
Yeah, turtle power. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Garbage truck.
Garbage truck. I feel about this movie the way I felt about the first movie, in terms of quality wise. I liked it. I overall I enjoyed it. It's got problems, but I thought it was a fun, entertaining movie, and I would definitely recommend seeing it if you don't want to be bored at home not watching the Ninja Turtles.
As most people are when they're not watching the Ninja Turtles. It's like, I don't have turtles in my life. I need more turtles.
Yeah. I would say that there are areas where this movie improved over the first one.
Definitely. There's a lot of actually good improvement.
Yeah,
I liked it.
We'll go in more into that, but basically the one big thing that I think a lot of, especially Turtle fans will like, is that it focuses more on the turtles and less on April. And that was kind of my big thing.
Yeah, they definitely, I don't know if they learned the lesson from it, but they definitely improved in that regard, because April was still there, but she was a lot less of the focus. The story wasn't about her. She was just a big part and helper of the story.
The turtles get a lot more screen time. There's a lot more development with them. We feel more for them than about April. April is just there.
She's just a companion. She's an ally. She's whatever.
She's like dog meat from Fallout 4. She's kind of cool, but like you're doing all the work, so who cares?
Just immediately.
My analogy is not good.
Yikes.
My one big issue that I have with it is it's very expository. There's so much explaining and then re-explaining the same thing five times, but we'll get more into that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely in the con section.
Yeah.
But we wanted that. But overall, I think actually, as much as I noticed it and got really annoyed by it, it was not a deal breaker overall. Mostly because it did feel like the old a lot of like the old '80s stuff. They just kind of when a plot development happens that is more than just like, I hate you, I'm gonna kill you. Even then, sometimes it gets into over rambling. Yeah. It was usually like, why is this happening? Let me explain. This is here. I have an explanation for you, and they just pull up.
It doesn't
paragraph.
It doesn't completely make the movie unwatchable.
But it really doesn't. I mean, if you really hate that, that might be a deal breaker. I don't know, but
it wasn't a complete deal breaker for me. But it was noticeable enough that I got annoyed at it, and it was like
because of all that exposition, it actually felt a little bit rushed. And I'm kind of wondering, like, if they really took out the exposition and tried to show, it might have been a really longer movie. Like, there was actually a good amount of things that were happening, and if they didn't explain them the way they explained them, it might either be super confusing or an extra, like, half-hour tap.
But, like, there are things they explained that didn't need explaining.
Oh, yeah, no, I get that, but I mean, it's like, the explanation of Krang, like, there was like no, it was like boom, let's do this. Like
he's there.
Into it there. They're crazy. They give this.
But then
huge
when they tell us that
speech.
Krang is going to destroy the world 5 times in a row,
I mean,
like
it is important. They are living on the planet.
Yeah, I know, but I got it the first time.
It has pros and cons. Because I was wondering, like,
there are like conversations between characters that most movies would cut halfway through because we've already heard it, and this movie just keeps it all in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get in there.
We'll get to that with cons. So, all right, let's, since we're already there, spoiler alert.
Oh no, already.
Did you have other non-spoilers
I got
to talk about? All right.
Well, I mean, everything I talk about is going to be spoilers.
All right. So,
it's going to be about the movie. So,
let's start with our pros. Things we liked about the movie.
Not poetry.
I will begin by saying Shredder is a fucking person now, and not just the guy in the shadow. When the white guy should have been Shredder in the first movie. Come on.
But Connor.
Yes.
Shredder is Asian.
Oh, that's great. Does Shredder also have 0 character development and no place in the first movie? It was so obvious. You could tell that they were building up the white guy to be Shredder. I don't even remember his name. I just know him as the white guy who wasn't Shredder.
He's that guy whose actor I keep forgetting the name of.
I know.
One of these days I'm going to learn actors' names, and I'm going to actually be able to tell people about their actors, but that's
like I know the name, but I can't remember it. I can't recall it off the top of my head. But I'm perfectly content to call him the white guy who wasn't Shredder. But
the other villain.
He was so built up to be Shredder, and it would have made sense for him to be Shredder.
They even tied him to Japan.
Right, and then they just made this other person.
We're talking about the
Shredder.
sequel. We're talking about the sequel.
I know, but I'm complaining about the first one to drive it back to the second one.
Okay, alright, fine.
But they made him this other person who didn't have to be because we already had Shredder.
Who did nothing.
Who didn't do anything and was just there.
So, Shredder does get a lot more time.
He gets more screen time, we see more of his character.
Well, and also, he feels more like a leader. In the last one, he kind of felt like he was the muscle, which
he feels more like Shredder.
He was not giving the because the story was about the other villain.
Right.
He wasn't giving any like, he wasn't a boss. He didn't give out orders. He didn't do anything like that. He was just kind of there. He hopped in the suit. He hopped in the suit, beat up a few people, most of the Turtles and Splinter, and that was it. Done. In this movie, he's constantly being. Actually, he only has. So realization that I'm gonna bring up in cons later. But anyways, but he's seen a lot more around his compatriots and stuff. He's leading the Foot Clan. He's almost always kind of going around, like, discussing the plans with his lieutenants and doing all this stuff and telling people that you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. He was very much a leader of the Foot Clan. Yeah. So that definitely felt better.
He wasn't just the shadow figure that got into a robot suit for the last battle.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, like, Shredder being a shadow figure kind of makes sense, and that's kind of how he was done. The difference between that and the old ones is that they then talked about his backstory because he's had connections to the Turtles or connections to Splinter or something like that, like in the very first movie back in the 80s.
I think it was the 80s,
late 80s. Anyway, so yeah, Shredder definitely improved as a character. Because he went from 0 to like 10. I still don't think he did enough.
Yeah.
He still got by the wayside. There's yet to be a Shredder-based Turtles movie, so at least as far as the new ones, like the old ones were all about Shredder.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I understand the pros to it.
I'll bring it up again.
Well, yeah, funny enough, a lot of the pros and cons are the same thing because there's two sides of each thing.
Every good thing is also equally bad. So
that is a bad way to put it. All the good stuff. All the good stuff is also really bad.
No, there's good things.
Everything was.
It's just like everything in the movie. There's a good side and a bad side to it.
Yeah.
It's just which one outweighs which. It's kind of up to the person.
No, we're not. They're ninjas in the sewer. Whatever. Anyways, pros. Other pros. Okay. Okay. As we kind of brought it up a bit earlier, April O'Neil. So, again, there's some pros, there's some cons.
Yeah.
But the pros are actually really, really nice. Is that April O'Neil was kind of one of those characters that was designed as either damsel in distress or, to a lesser extent, to be the human character that the people can get into, because obviously you can't relate to a turtle. Despite the fact that they're as human as you can
for yourself.
Your hard exterior belies your allegiance. Anyways, so...
Hard exterior, you mean my shell? Like turtle shell?
I wasn't going to make it obvious.
What the shell are you doing? Just talk about the movie. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna wreck it. No, anyways, different movie. Sorry. April O'Neil. So her original character was very much, she was the damsel in distress. She's always like getting in there. She's like kind of active. Yes. Oh yeah. She's the women in charge until she did nothing and then got captured and then they were there to be saved by the turtles. She at best warned them of what was going to happen as she screamed in terror as she was kidnapped. Ugh. In this movie, not only is she's not the main focus because she's not the main character, which is good. She's more of a support character, and that's exactly what she does. She communicates with the turtles. She does a bit of the legwork as far as the espionage thing. She's the infiltrator. Funny enough that they're ninjas, but there's a theme in this movie of whether it's better to be human or whether it's better to be yourself.
Yeah.
It's an obvious thing that has been fiddled with also with characters.
Fit in or do you stay true?
Yeah, with a lot of superhero characters, but especially ones that look like the turtles.
Like they can't go out in the sunlight because people are scared.
Well, they can't be seen. Once they're seen, people freak out, and that stuff like that happens. So April O'Neil kind of becomes their middleman kind of thing. So she's the one that does the infiltrating. She's the one that does a bit of the. She looks into one of the side villains, Braxton, who get to him in a sec. But actual villain from TV shows, so yeah. Villain. And all this stuff. So she does a lot of things that they can't as a helper. She doesn't take the center stage except in the one or two scenes where it's just her infiltrating. We're seeing if she can do it.
Right.
Now, there are, you know, a handful of the things she does. She's still very much sex appeal.
She's still very Megan
She's
Fox.
Megan Fox. Like, she's... I honestly hope the day that Megan Fox gets it, I just want to give her a chance to see if she actually has some serious acting chops. Like,
I feel like she's gotten better over time.
oh yeah, no, she's definitely improved. It's obvious she's improved.
She's not.
But
like,
I just want her to take that last step so she can get out of this of being, because at the moment I think she's being typecast as the hot chick, which is kind of sucks. Like, I mean, if you can play it, you can play it. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. What her actual like acting chops are at the moment, but I feel like
I just want her. Yeah, I mean, because of the Transformers and now these movies, the Michael Bay-esque action movies, she's not really seeing anything. Maybe she can, maybe she can't. I don't know. I just be curious to see it. But at the very least, she was a much improved over the first one. This is no longer the April O'Neil show. She didn't steal any time away from the Turtles, and she did things that were unique to her. Like, she was a reporter, so she investigated, she did all this stuff. So it made a little sense to do these things. And she had a cool relationship with the Turtles that they kind of expanded upon. Mm-hmm. Which they did with a lot of it. A lot of this felt like an expansion of relationships. It was just people, they built upon the foundation. It's a good sequel.
Now, Will Arnett's character, I think, was also improved over the first one.
Yes. From -10 to 2. Yeah, 0. Shredder was a 0 to like 10. But like, Will Arnett was like,
I thought they utilized him much better in this one.
They did. I can't deny that. They did. But when you shouldn't be in the movie in the first place, being utilized better is only a small, you know.
But don't you want his breath in a bag, Daniel?
Oh God! You know, it's funny because Will Arnett's another actor that he has a good amount of range. He actually has shown that he's pretty decent in a lot of things. He's a solid actor, but he plays basically the same character every time.
Right.
He is Will Arnett practically is a character now. Mm. He's this character guy, this kind of like, you know, smarmy asshole, but a good guy. He's not an asshole like as in he's rude. He's an asshole in the fact that he's just so pompous and just usually just kind of vain and with a whole chunk of Clueless thrown in. And I enjoy that character. I just don't want to see it all the time. And I certainly don't need it to take any kind of screen time from the Turtles.
But he's Falcon.
But, oh God, no. The things they did in this movie with him were amusing, but kind of stupid. Again, I'll touch on that in cons. But yes, no, they did improve upon it. And he did play a role. Same as April, he helped when he was there. Like, the one time he was there. Which, honestly, I still don't know why they brought him specifically in. Like, I feel like they could have done something else. Like, I don't know, with the cop in there? I'll get to that in a second.
You mean Casey? Or?
Yeah, Casey. Like, they need to
Jones?
They need to distract cops. Oh man, this cop coming into the police headquarters, that's not suspicious. This random celebrity that came into the police headquarters, that's suspicious. But police officers don't do their job in this movie, which is, well, I don't know, it's one of those things like, yes, it worked, but Will Arnett's character could easily have been replaced by another character that was actually important or interesting.
Well, since we started talking about him, let's talk about Casey Jones.
Casey Jones!
How do you feel about Casey Jones, Dan?
He's failed this city. No, I couldn't not think about Arrow with him, which was a bit distracting, not gonna lie. He didn't feel like Oliver Queen, but I kept looking at him just like, I feel like he's gonna suddenly get stranded on an island for 5 years.
He's one of but then he's gonna get off the island and go to China, and then he's gonna go back to the city and then go back to the island.
Anyways, so
Arrow's not good anymore.
It's okay. Different time.
We're talking about nerds.
So Casey Jones, honestly, he's a character I never super got into. He's one of those characters that, again, felt like, hey, I know the Turtles are really cool, but look, this other cool guy. And he was ridiculous in the fact that it was another concept that kind of fit well with the series. That, of course, that if any vigilante is going to help the Turtles, it's going to be some weirdo with hockey sticks and a goalie mask. Like,
which he only wears for one scene in the movie.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did that more. Like, Then the skates was only in the last part, so the whole his outfit was like disconnected and stretched across the whole movie.
Like Casey Jones and more like a person who has the name Casey Jones who sometimes does.
He's the cop that helps them.
Right.
That's it. That's his role in this movie. He's the cop. He's the cop that doesn't play by the rules but gotta get his man kind of thing. You know that stereotype?
Who gets fired in like the second.
Well, exactly. Like hand in your badge and gun. Except he doesn't actually hand his badge and gun. He just gets taken off the payroll. Which is a lot less like dramatic. It's just you're off the payroll.
And he goes into his car and like the file on Bebop and Rocksteady.
The classified files is still in his.
It's just in his safe.
Why? Why were they there in the first place?
I don't know. Right?
It's not like they were at the precinct at the time. He was in the car garage after the end. Oh, okay. Anyways,
there's little things like that. I think
there is hardcore coincidence in this movie.
We'll get there. Let's talk about Bebop and Rocksteady since we're there. God damn it. Why do we have to name them like they're from the 80s? Why can't we?
No, but if they did... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was actually rather happy with Bebop and Rocksteady. Like, really happy with this. I put them high on my pros list just because...
Also.
They were a big part of why this felt like a really stupid part of the cartoon.
They're goofy as shit.
They are ridiculously goofy.
Fucking Bebop's glasses. I couldn't get.
Bebop has they have instead of his just shades, it's those weird like line glasses that I don't know where they came from. I'm not hip. I'm not happening. I don't know. But anyway, he has his shades. He has his purple mohawk. Like in Rocksteady, I mean, they were perfectly like the part, and then they turned, and they were just delightful idiots the whole fucking way.
They're so
like to the point where they would get the crap beat out of them, but they kept going back to the little catchphrase of "my man," and "my man." I ran a point. It's like, why are they doing this? But it was just, it was so stupid. It was fun. I don't know. It's one of those things that's hard to explain. But
they're eating the giant barrels of like spaghetti, and then they just like belly.
Yeah, no, it's like,
do I look fat? No, you look really fat.
Yeah, look at that jiggle, look at that jiggle. Like, what the hell are they doing? If this movie tried to take itself seriously but still did these characters, it would be horrible.
Oh, it would be bad.
But this movie obviously they took Bebop and Rocksteady in stride. Mm-hmm. And while it may have been a bit over the top at times, to the point I'm just like, okay, ow. But I don't. It just. They were kind of doofuses in the cartoon. They were just the bulky henchmen. They made stupid jokes and they did stupid things. And they were there to be the muscle. That's exactly what they were here. I really couldn't have asked for anything better for people.
And they give them a tank.
yeah, they do. They get a freaking tank. And of course, like they bring a tank to the Amazon. Okay, what? I mean,
and they use that shit down
They use it to clear trees.
And then they float it down a river.
Like, that was their plan for the tank. Let's bring a tank along just so we can run over trees in the Amazon. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, and then the actual fight scene goes where they're floating down the Amazon River in a tank.
Alright.
What? It's crazy.
While we are on characters, let's talk about the big bad. Krang!
Do you really want to put him in pros?
Should we wait?
Okay, I'm gonna say this one thing, because again, like, almost every character has two sides, except for Bebop and Rocksteady. There's two.
They're just...
Anyway, so, and I guess the Turtles. But anyway, Krang was fun. He felt Krang. He was like crazy. Yeah, the cackle down. He was just fun to watch, and his robot suit was well done. They did a little more to make him a little more imposing. I think they made him bigger, so he didn't fit right into his suit.
Right.
And usually, like in the old cartoon stuff, he was just entirely in the suit. He was just there. He was out most of the time in this one on his little umbilical cords things, which was fun. I mean, they still have the idea down. But he was fun to watch. He had all of two scenes, but those two scenes were really cool. Those two scenes are really cool. Though one of them was really exposition
way out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I like left field, and I'll get into the cons on that one.
It came way out of nowhere.
But it was fun. He was fun to watch. He felt like a maniacal villain from the 80s.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
he felt kind of like Shredder felt in the first movie to me, in that.
Except with a personality and fun.
Right.
Like, the other Shredder was just like, look at all these way too many weapons on.
I'm here to be the bad guy.
I'm the final boss. Well, Krang was like, oh yeah, I'm the final boss. Yeah. I don't know. He felt more like a maniacal villain.
He does his exposition very much like he's giving you instructions in a video game.
Yeah. Yeah. His first scene, which is basically let's explain the plot. He's talking to Shredder and he explains the whole plot. It feels like
there are 3 parts of this artifact in all of these locations.
I was just like,
you must go to each of these places and locate the items so that we can.
I was ready to grab my controller and be like, yeah, let's do this. I was like, oh yeah, I'm at a movie.
He's giving Shredder the opening instructions for a video game.
This is probably one of the best video game movies that wasn't actually a video game movie of all time.
He's just like.
God, that's kind of bad.
It's so weird.
It's crazy, but I love it. Krang was awesome, but we'll get to that. We'll get later in the con. Anyway, so Last Pros is the obvious one that I think we haven't actually we touched on a little bit.
The turtles.
The turtles.
Turtles are great.
The turtles were fantastic.
There's 4 of them.
One of them is blue. No, anyways, not going there.
One is blue and the others aren't.
They'll know.
No, they won't. Shut up.
You're right. They won't watch.
They won't understand.
One day. Anyways, if anyone actually knows what we're talking about, we're desperate. Anyways, but the turtles were they brought up more of their personalities, the personalities that everyone knows by now, kind of thing. Like they even the intro, when they did the intro, they did like almost like a comic book style where they freeze framed on them. It's just like Leo, the leader. Yeah. It just like all the descriptions, like Raph was the muscle and Michelangelo was what did they even? It was something stupid. They called him like the heart or whatever.
I don't remember.
He was art, and I wanted to make so many Captain Planet jokes because they actually referenced that. That was his thing. Like, there was smarts from Donatello and leadership skills from Leonardo. Raph was the muscle, and he was the instinct and aggressive, and Mike was the heart. Captain Planet.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga. Anyway, so but they did a lot. They felt a lot more like brothers this time. Because overall, it's not so much that the first movie didn't have a lot of things they had here. It was just more of it. Yeah. They pushed on it more. They dealt with it more. I say overall, the Turtles just felt a little bit more like fleshed out characters. Yeah. They tackled some issues that the characters have had, and they bounced back and forth on a few things. There's one little problem I have with the Turtles.
Yeah, I think
I'm just gonna throw this out now. Yeah. In that they didn't fully resolve. Again, feeling like this movie was a little rushed.
A little rushed.
They had this huge falling out where like the whole like they had this weird serum that could potentially make them human, and the Leo tried to keep it from Raph and Mikey, and it's kind of very much like they had an internal breakdown, which happens a lot in movies.
There was
but this was done okay. Yeah, there was a big rift between the Turtles, but they pulled it together. They did a mission. They kind of came through. They were like really shaky. Then when the final mission came around, they just kind of like, all right, let's do this. And I got what they were getting at, yeah. But they didn't actually do a scene that's like, this is where they realized that they were family and they're coming together.
There's no actual reconciliation between them.
It's like the pieces are there, but they didn't do the scene. So yeah. I don't know. Like on one hand, I saw the scene coming. I knew what it was about. So I guess like from that perspective, I'm kind of glad they didn't. But then it just feels out of place without it. Yeah. Whatever. But that was really my only complaint about the Turtles themselves.
Right.
Like the rest of it was like they had plenty of cheesy lines and plenty of stupid things.
So that's
what the movie was about.
So much cheese, especially on the pizza.
This movie is a super extra cheese pizza.
Oh yes.
Like oh my goodness. Stuck on someone's shoe.
Stuck on shoe.
Some famous basketball player's shoe.
Who got a cameo in Turtle? I don't watch sports. I don't know.
We are not of the sports ball.
So if he's famous, then I'm.
I know he's famous.
Well then,
because he was actually like focused as a person.
Well, I wouldn't know.
That's from the movie, like they focus on him. Like I think he even says something like, "Excuse me, famous person, what's going on? There's pizza on my shoe." Yeah. They drop pizza in the middle of the basketball.
Long story. Actually, it's a short story. They just dropped pizza on.
If that was the story.
That was the story.
They're hanging out in the big thing.
The
teleprompter
monitor thing. I don't.
They
We don't sports ball. Fuck
We
it.
don't. I'm sorry.
Fuck it. I'm moving on. Let's talk about shit we don't like.
You're right.
Let's
Okay.
talk about
cons.
the cons. And don't you dare say Star Trek 2. I'll hurt you.
From Star Trek Into Darkness. Con. Oh, wait, the second Star Trek 2. Damn it. All right, whatever. I got it anyways.
All right.
I'll make that a thing.
So
Star Trek cons.
we touched on it a little bit. Krang is rushed as balls.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, I didn't watch all the trailers. I only watched the first one, which didn't. I think maybe hinted at Krang. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about Krang being in this movie. So when I was told Krang's in this movie, I'm like, oh, wow, really? I was thinking this was gonna be a Shredder.
Which I told you literally on the way to the theater. I was like,
well,
Krang's
I know,
in the movie,
yeah.
man.
Krang's in the movie, and I was like, what? Not crazy. So I was excited, but wow, Krang just gets thrown in there. Like, I get that he's
literally thrown in there.
He is the plot.
There is
the
no
whole
lead
the
up.
whole plot is basically building a portal device to make Krang and his super warship that I wish I could remember.
Technodrome?
Technodrome, thank you.
That's what it is.
God, 'cause that thing was the shit. I want.
Which, by the way, the turtles find out through no actual means. Donna's just on the computer and he's like, it's called the Technodrome.
There's a lot of that ending was very much just a string of Donatello's a genius. He has technology. Technology does cool stuff, and that was it.
It's just, but the last is just so, everything just works for no reason. And I'm like, God damn it.
I mean, they explain the parts that need to be explained, and they at least do the things that need to be done.
Like, Donna's just on the computer and he's like, yeah, so all of these things that are coming out of this portal,
Donatello ex Machina.
But like, how does he know? How does he know it's called the Technodrome?
He's the same.
And how does he know that it's piloted by Commander Krang?
It was that he was actually that giant piece that he was scanning. That was actually the license plate. It was like,
oh, okay.
I break for interstellar
Makes it all
conquerors.
better.
Anyways, okay.
What were
so
we
Krang,
talking about?
so
Oh,
Krang,
Krang.
gets show. Basically, what happens is that they have this whole building thing.
Shredder gets broken out of prison.
Shredder's being broken out of prison with the help of Braxton and the Foot Clan. So it's this usual
Neil
high-speed.
deGrasse Braxton.
Neil deGrasse Braxton. It's Tyler Perry. Anyway, whatever.
The character is like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, he
was
is.
evil.
But hey, Braxton was before Neil deGrasse Tyson was even really a thing. So
Was he?
yeah, he was in the old cartoons. He was the
I
original-
mean, was Neil deGrasse Tyson born before the cartoons?
yeah, born, but not. He wasn't famous.
Alright.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, he came first. Anyway,
Anyway,
so in the middle of this breakout, Shredder gets teleported away.
They have this cool chase scene, awesome chase scene where they bring out the
garbage truck with the
truck of the
nunchucks.
turtles that has nunchuck, like actual giant robot nunchucks on the side. It fires manhole covers. I think I wanted this toy back when it was first created for the TV show, and I want it now. Like this movie definitely made me want to go out and get Ninja Turtles toys. I'm just feeling so nostalgic.
It achieved its goal.
It did. So ridiculous
It did
chasing
exactly
with
what it
ridiculous
wanted.
chasing with the garbage truck and everything. Did all this cool stuff. Shredder's, it almost got Shredder, and Braxton pulls out his emergency code where he teleports Shredder out of there. Problem is, it's super dangerous.
They teleport.
And like they don't know where he went, which is like,
Spoilers.
like oh crap, yeah. Spoilers. We've been talking. Whatever. Anyway.
I didn't mean to shout spoilers. I was going to shout something else, but I forgot what it was. So
You just had no control over yourself. You were just. Anyway,
He gets teleported
so
onto
he's
Krang's
teleported
ship.
to Krang across in the middle of we don't even know where Krang is.
He's just in a big room.
Another dimension. So
And Shredder's
suddenly,
just like, where the fuck am I? And Krang's like, yo, bitch, go get my things. Here is the quest. Oh, I got some slime on your face.
here's the biggest problem I probably have with the movie and Krang.
He just pops it out of nowhere.
Well, he
There's
pops
no
out of nowhere.
lead up.
Like Krang he's such a cool design. He's got a really cool character. He should have been a slower build up. They could have.
They just threw him in there.
Like I was. if you didn't know, like, if you hadn't told me Krang was in here,
You would be so lost.
I'd be like, what? Krang? That would have been a huge shock. Which maybe that's what they were going for, but then they showed he was in the movie anyway. So,
but like, it wasn't even like a shocking scene. It was just like
it was
there
an
it is.
explanation scene. It was the whole.
And it was
this
all
is
the
Krang's
whole
plan.
scene was exposition. The whole scene was hey, go get the things so we can put them together and make a portal. And
But like
through and
within
kill
a second,
everyone.
he does like the television thing. You're like, oh, where did Shredder go? And you're wondering like, oh shit, where did did Shredder get lost somewhere? Did they just kill off Shredder?
And that lasts all of 5 seconds.
Well, yeah.
Before
And then you're like,
starts.
oh, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, boom, Krang in your face. It's like, okay.
Like, there's no build up or anything. It just happens, and like, even if you were surprised, the second it happens, it's like, well, that was a disappointing reveal.
Well, yeah, because it's like, I would have loved if the giant robot, it just a silhouette of the giant robot, and you think Krang's like this super like monstrous robot thing, and you're like,
And then you see,
oh damn, because it's gonna be like the Super Shredder all over again,
Yeah.
but bigger, and it's like, oh damn. When he comes out, it's like that brain.
you
just kinda
see the
slithers
brain
out.
first, and then you.
No,
see
it's just like brain. It's like Krang right in your face,
Right.
And it's like, wow, okay, just reveal it. Because keep in mind here, this is also the first time they show aliens in this whole series. Like,
Yeah,
they
there's
immediately
no-
make there's no
There's no
hint.
explanation. There's no build up to it.
There's no hint that aliens are
hints that
even
there's-
involved in this series. Suddenly, boom! Hey, look, here's an alien. Like, wow, okay.
And it's
Too fast.
interdimensional alien at
Too
that.
fast.
It was too sudden, too fast.
Pull
weird.
this back, please. No, whatever. So,
Ugh.
but like I said, the scene was amusing itself in the fact that it did feel like a video game. But then it also was like, this is going to be the plot. Find these other two pieces, which becomes actually stupidly easy. So the plot gets going really fast. That's it. And then it's like, so you can build this portal so that I can get there. And then on top,
And then on top of that, Shredder just totally is like, all right, cool.
he's like, I like this. You know, I'm to be honest, like he's been ported to another dimension and really no way rolling back without Krang. I don't think he had really a choice.
Right,
to
but
say
I mean,
no.
even
But
he still goes through with it.
Yeah, he still goes through with the plan and all that stuff, and he brings in there. And guess what? Krang betrays him. Well,
Oh no!
big
Didn't
surprise.
see that coming.
Which I'm actually kind of cool with that because he's imprisoned by Shredder, so then Shredder's going to go off in other dimensions and shit. And I was actually really hoping that when Krang was finally defeated, the Technodrome was stopped because they had this beacon that pulls it together, so they just took the beacon and threw it back in the portal. It was just like, oh shit, no. Which is one of the most hilarious ways to defeat a villain. It's just like, no, that's not. What do you? It's like literally just sort of removing the screw from their death machine and it just falls to pieces. It felt like very much like a cartoon.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping at the very end the turtles were going to get sucked into the portal, and they were going to do like a Turtles in Space, Turtles in Time kind of thing. They're going to go through all these crazy dimensions, and that'd be the third movie.
Oh Jesus!
It would have been crazy and ridiculous, but you know, honestly, it would have been a great build-up.
Right.
So it would have. That's a great next step. Now they have Krang to fight. But anyways, that's what
Then they wouldn't have all gotten keys to the city.
You're right. Totally worth it. Anyways, so Krang when he was on was great.
Yeah.
Krang was just not utilized to his full potential and rushed. If it was just Braxton and Krang, which, if I remember correctly, was just how it was in the show, Braxton was the one that helped Krang get through. Shredder wasn't involved in that. And I would have liked it if they chose either this was a Shredder movie where it's all about the Shredder enacting vengeance on the Turtles, or it was a Krang movie where it's Krang manipulating Braxton to get to Planet so he can conquer the world.
Right.
One or the other. I'd be fine with either, because either of those could be really cool, especially since Shredder didn't get his due really that well in the first movie. I'd be fine with a return for this one. But they did both, and thus Shredder didn't do a whole lot, and Krang didn't do a whole lot, and most of it was about just... Honestly, Bebop and Rocksteady had more villainous screen time than either Krang or Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
So... Bebop and Rocksteady, best! So yeah, Krang was definitely dead.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I have another con about Shredder, and that is that at no point in this movie does Shredder actually fight the Turtles.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up in the cons. He has no action scenes. Not a single. He has one actual scene where he leaves the leadership position and then he goes to the museum. And I was fully expecting a fight scene in the museum. He would have been great. He brought Bebop and Rocksteady there, for the sole purpose of protection.
He brought them there because Rocksteady needed to hit the big metal thing with his head.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the other part, but I'm pretty sure that he said, like, he brought them there because he was going to steal something in New York, and he didn't want to be by himself against the four turtles. He wanted to use his new soldiers.
That's exactly what he says.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
what
the
he
turtles don't show up until
and
way
then they
afterwards.
don't get they don't know he's there, so they show up after the fact. They kind of just like they're following Shredder's trail. They just see, oh, he must have gotten this thing, and that's when Donatello. There's a Donatello ex machina. Knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's not like a Shredder and Turtles are racing to get these things. It's Shredder's getting the thing, and then the Turtles show up and they're like, well, Shredder got the thing.
Well, yeah, it's like, the Turtles have like one opportunity, but they always are getting there as the villains are leaving with the thing.
Right.
Or very far after. So the first one, they just are so far away. Shredder just gets it and leaves. You think he has like a full day before the Turtles even show up at the museum to find out it's gone.
The second one, they're like on their way.
The second one, they're on the way back, so they intercept Bebop and Rocksteady with the thing,
right.
And they almost get the thing, but then fail. But so like, it's very much the case. The Turtles are just playing catch up, which is fine. That's kind of the usual heroes thing because they're not in a loop. Right. They didn't get the tutorial by Krang.
But this also means you don't get the redo fight with Shredder.
You're right. Like, and that they could have made it so that, like, since Donatello was solving so many things already, Donatello could have easily just like discovered how to track Bebop and Rocksteady before that or something, or they could have figured out 1,000 different ways. There should have been a fight scene in the museum between Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady.
They did the same thing with Shredder and Krang, what they did with Shredder and the white guy who wasn't Shredder in the first movie, where it's just this nameless shadow that's there for no reason, and the actual villain gets put on the sidelines because this dude is doing another thing.
Well, the thing is,
so the final fight is between this character that we haven't seen any of and the Turtles, when there should have been a scene between the Turtles and the villain that we know going at it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just, there was a very distinct lack of actual confrontation between Shredder, and which makes me feel that Shredder just shouldn't have been in this movie. The way they had it. If they had cut out Krang completely, and it was just Shredder and Vengeance, I would have been fine with that. Bebop and Rocksteady could stay, but like, well, obviously they need to stay, they're the best part. No.
I mean, or even if like you said, in the museum, if the Turtles got there and they fought with Shredder.
If there was at least one fight, it would have been a better middle ground, but of course that fight would have been, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes extra.
Yeah.
They could have fit on, and I wouldn't have had any problems with it. It's just like, it was very much the case if there was just kind of too much they wanted to do, but they wanted to make sure they weren't going over and adding too much, so they just kind of trimmed everything down to the point where Shredder didn't really do anything.
Right.
Besides being an errand boy, which he made the joke to Bebop and Rocksteady that they were errand boys. They're saying, yeah, you're just my bitches. Then he threatens them with his claws, and they're like, oh, okay, fine, that's cool. Yeah. But then he ends up being an errand boy for the whole thing. I mean, he gets betrayed because of it, but you didn't see that coming, Shredder?
Yeah, like for real?
Come on, villain 101. Anyway, so yeah, both Krang and Shredder were like, it was a case of I liked what I saw. The Shredder was an improvement over the first one. Krang was cool. Neither of them had enough time to really be the villains.
Yeah.
Like, to really have enough good scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was all the case of, like, Shredder was always in the shadows, ironically. Just, running the Foot Clan, which is nice.
Yeah.
And Krang was just waiting for his time to come in and be conqueror.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I guess overall cons. I'm just going to just put them all together because they all have similar things. Okay. And that, basically, April O'Neil, Will Arnett, his character Vern or whatever is it? I'm so forgettable. Casey Jones, they all felt a little. I'm trying to think of it like a legitimate con. I guess honestly, the con for Will Arnett is that he shouldn't have been there. Period. His character shouldn't have been in the first one. His character shouldn't have been in the second one. The only point to his character was that he was another human, and that's kind of feels like April O'Neil got her thing. She felt more legitimate. She's a part of the Turtles' history. Will Arnett's character is not even there, or if he is, he's so minuscule that I don't know him at all. Yeah. April O'Neil was fine as being the human that helps him do the human stuff. Right. But then they had 3 of them, and it just kind of felt like Casey Jones was trying to feel like he was trying to squeeze in an arc there. He got nothing.
Yeah.
Will Arnett felt like he was making FaceTime. Felt like he was just like they had Will Arnett signed on for another contract, but they didn't really know what to do with his character, so they just kind of made him another thing. They made him a distraction, both to the audience and to the other, like the police when they had to infiltrate the police station and try and get back the ooze from the police, ironically, because the police they stole it and they were trying to get it back. The turtles were trying to get it back from after they used them Bebop and Rocksteady to make them animals. But then, by the way, I'm trying to remember if that was like the legit explanation. It might have been for the ooze and why they transformed Bebop and Rocksteady. But the fact that there's animal ancestors in us all, but it's not apes. It's random fucking animals. This black guy, he's a warthog. You know, the Irish guy, Seamus from MMA for some reason, which I didn't realize it until
He's a rhino.
He's a rhino, and he has a rhino inside of him. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
What? Like
that's
other
I
animals?
think that's actually like quote for quote the explanation.
That's probably
Animal ancestors, and it activates animal ancestors. Blah, blah.
Yeah, Braxton was just like.
And then the explanation
wow.
for what it does to the turtles is, hey, it turns people into animals, so it can turn us into humans.
Yeah, it's like then they use that same explanation and go further, saying, well, obviously these turtles, which were turtles all along, could become people. What the f is this ooze? Freaking polymorph potion. That's what it is.
I mean,
Jeez.
it is an interdimensional alien ooze, so I mean, who fucking knows?
But that's honestly like that feels like a Ninja Turtles explanation. Like, sure, whatever.
It works, I guess.
You know, I think I need to go back and like find the explanation for Bebop and Rocksteady because I almost feel like that is the explanation because it's really stupid.
I think
it sounds like it's stupid enough for the TV show, and I keep saying calling the TV show stupid. It's because I love it. I do.
I'm not familiar enough
Shut
with
up.
it to have an opinion.
You don't get an opinion. But no, I mean, I love this. Like, I love all the stupid things in this because it's just so, like, it's delightful. This movie took itself not seriously.
Yeah.
And I was so grateful for that. This could have been a really, like, dark and brooding serious movie. And I know a lot of people have said this.
It has its moments of, like...
Oh, no, it has its dramatic moments, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Great. That those meant to exist. Any movie that is just all laughs, need a little bit of drama to break it up, just so you know what to compare the comedy to.
Yeah.
So, but this has moments, but it didn't take itself seriously. And I know a lot of people were really annoyed by that because there are several people who wanted to see the Turtles return to their original roots, their comic book roots,
Yeah.
which was
a
great deal darker. And the comics have kind of maintained that kind of darkness to some degree. But here's the thing, and I understand, but the cartoon and all the other stuff that came afterwards, what really, sparked the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When you ask people where they know the Turtles from, it's almost undoubtedly from the cartoon, from the old movies.
Goofy Cowabunga Turtles are more...
Yeah! Pizza and random skateboarding and radical and so many 90s tropes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there were so many tropes in this movie too.
Very cheesy.
It's super cheesy.
And I'm not just talking about the pizza.
That was a good looking pizza. Anyways,
I would eat the fuck out of that pizza.
Yeah. So okay, on to more cons. We covered the two villains. We covered the supporting characters. The fact that they didn't feel like they were really needed. They felt like they found roles for the humans to play.
Who's that?
They didn't need to be there.
Who's that woman, like, right-handed shredder? I don't remember her name.
Jade, I think it was.
Yeah.
Who I think was also infiltrating the police officers, but they didn't actually explain that. Either that, or there's another person called Jade in the police. Like when the turtles get caught in the police station, the detective woman who was in charge of everything turned as like, Jade, go see this. I'm just like, wait. I didn't catch her face, so I was like, was that the same woman?
I don't know if that's
maybe. I don't if not, that just felt like a really big coincidence because I'm pretty sure the other woman was also Jade.
Shredder's right-hand woman still doesn't have a point.
She's a henchman. I don't put her as a character. She's as much of a just a random Foot Clan henchman. She's like those
I mean, as far as I know,
enemies you fight in the arcade games that are like the slightly buffed ones.
Wasn't she like more of an important character in the cartoon though?
She does eventually. It's just she hasn't. They haven't bothered to give her that kind of story. If this was the Shredder's Revenge movie,
Right.
I would fully expect her to get more fleshed out and have her some serious character. But because there's just so much, I'm just like, okay, fine. She falls by the wayside. Okay. She's just another face in this one. Which is, I mean, yeah, like yes, she has more story to her. There's more to her. That just they didn't really have the time, and I completely understand. Like, out of all the things to get cut, her having more of a story was perfectly fine.
It's just like her.
Maybe
it feels to me she could have just been another Foot Clan member. I don't know why she has to be different if she's not going to get.
Well, they wanted to note her out as a lieutenant. They didn't do anything other than she was just taking orders. She was an advisor.
Also, she gets her ass kicked by Will Arnett. Or no, Casey Jones kicks her ass.
Casey Jones comes in and says, like, I was wondering that. Like, Casey Jones was like, they split up at the very end to try and sabotage the Casey Jones
kills
Casey Jones take out Bebop. No. They threw a grenade there and then they my man.
Blows him the fuck up.
And then they my man immediately after. Yeah.
I did
They're
not
Bebop and Rocksteady. They just got blown up.
Missed that.
They got blown up by a grenade.
Huh.
You just see the blast take apart the little the crate the cargo box they put in. Then you just after a few seconds there's like my man. It's like you just got blown up. Why are you my manning? What? God, those.
Was it just like them saying my man?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was my man.
I think I missed it somehow.
It was a split second. I was waiting for it because I was like, did they just kill off Bebop and Rocksteady? Oh no, of course not.
Okay, so I missed that.
Anyway, so yeah, no, they didn't. But yeah, so Casey Jones ends up doing all the work in that part, and Will Arnett tackles a Foot Clan soldier, which by the way, the Foot Clan are pathetic in this movie.
So
like they have a cool thing with the bikes in the chase scene in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But then they get taken out so freaking easily with that, and they might as well be like hired like thugs. They don't feel like trained ninjas. They're not stealthy. They're not. But though to be honest, they're the Foot Clan. The Foot Clan always gets the crap beat out of them. So I don't know. It's hard to say. So on one hand, I'm just like they're ninjas. They should do more. On the other hand, they're the Foot Clan. Of course, they're idiots.
Why did Megan Fox and Will Arnett have to be in that scene? Now that I think about it,
they didn't. They were the other human characters. They needed to do something. So
Casey Jones did all of the work.
Casey Jones did all. Well, and funny enough,
Casey Jones even showed up to do their job.
Exactly.
I'm like, what?
They were supposed to split up. Casey Jones
split up. Casey Jones going after Bebop and Rocksteady, and Will Arnett and Megan Fox go to hit
my character names.
I don't know their names. Oh, April O'Neil and Vern the Falcon.
Vern the Falcon.
Vern the Falcon. They go to hit the button to stop the portal.
Yeah, they're gonna shut down the portal, but it's defended by Jade.
But it's defended by Jade, and Jade beats the fuck out of them.
So
Casey comes in and like beats her with a hockey
Casey,
stick.
because he already dealt with Bebop and Rocksteady, that's the fight anyway.
He comes in and he does their job.
Yeah, he just hockey sticks away. Or
what? So why the fuck are they there?
I believe I'd like to go back to my previous statement in the cons that they didn't have to be there.
This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's real stupid.
Alright.
The human characters, I'm torn on this because on one hand, the human characters, they did give them a good amount of things to do. It felt, when they were doing things, it felt like, okay, yeah, they're helping. They're doing things the turtles can't necessarily do. Like walk in plain daylight, walk through, crowds and stuff like that. Like get information by, being there in the moment. They're like, okay, cool. And then Buzz like, yeah, it could have been done differently. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. It still was a focus on the turtles, so I'm not gonna say. Okay, so any other cons? I mean, I covered it felt rushed. There was exposition all over the place. We covered that.
There's so many scenes where it's just like a thing happens and then they explain the thing that just happened.
Yeah, and then
I'm like, I just saw it. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, what it's like?
Like, oh, the portal opened and pieces are coming through. Yeah, I know. I just saw it happen. I don't need you to tell me this. Oh, it's the fucking
the
Technodrome, and it's commanded by Commander Craig.
Like,
yeah, I know. I've been watching the movie. I don't need you to tell me this again.
Question of how the hell did they know?
And then how do you know? How do you know what it is?
Donatello's the most OP of turtles because he's apparently an omnipotent genius. Like his technology is actually getting really, really powerful, like really good. Like he's got like holograms and shit. While they haven't. Like everything else seems just like modern day. So we got
April has like a watch that's like projects.
Yeah, he made her a hologram like projector watch that can hack devices remotely. What's a watch?
It's a watch.
A turtle in the sewer made that watch. Holy crap! Donatello is just
weird.
ridiculously powerful. He's so good. And yeah, but he just like tap tap tap. Oh yeah, here I know everything. I scanned.
Here, I now know Krang's social security number. I have everything.
Well, he said, yeah, like a portal to another dimension that has never been brought up, never been shown. There's no sign of alien life ever. First sign of alien life, Donatello scans a chunk of metal that's flying through the sky.
It is part of the ship known as the Technodrome.
Gets that it's a warship. Gets that there's weapons on it. They're being charged. Gets its freaking name.
Gets its name
And
and
knows
its
Commander Krang.
Like he suddenly has all of the knowledge for no reason.
Holy crap!
And then like,
Donnie,
and then like
righteous.
they get there and he's like, it's going to be complete in 4 minutes, and if we don't complete it, it's going to blow up the planet. I know, Donnie. I've seen the movie. I've been here the whole time.
To be honest, that's just more of the many tropes that are in this movie. Oh no, this alien warship.
But why did they have to say it like 4 times?
Although I knew.
It's like they think that I know. Like they think I have short-term memory loss. Like
It's like it's a movie that was even remotely attached to Michael Bay. That's aimed at kids.
it's like they think I'm Dory and I can't remember things.
Who are you?
Dory?
Who are you?
Finding Nemo. Stop it. I know what you're doing.
I do.
Stop it.
But funny enough, like they did. There's a lot of random tropes in here, like the whole like, oh no, the team's dissolved because they started to fuck up. Oh no, the secret's kept from the team. Like oh no, the villain's getting away. Like they show the not doctored footage that was totally doctored. Sent to the PD that's going to get April O'Neil in trouble and get her, locked away so she can't help the turtles that she didn't help.
But
anyway.
I mean, and Will has to he has to pull that wire out of that
Oh
whole
my
room.
God.
Which, why the fuck is that wire like that?
It's called comedic effect. Actually, to be honest, I've seen. I swear, I've heard of electricians just really wanting to do that when they have excess wire that's just to fuck with people. But it's also when you have that much wire and just goes straight down like crap.
Will Arnett, he finds this hidden camera in a clock, and there's a wire attached to it. So he starts pulling the wire out of the wall, and it goes all the way around the room, back to where it started, and the fucking electric box is right underneath where the clock was. And it's like, who the fuck did that? Who the fuck ran that wire all the way around the room just to go back to the box?
Someone just like us. A writer.
No,
The
don't
writer
do
did
that. Bad writer, bad.
You roll up a newspaper. No,
bad writer. Just get a squirt bottle. Bad writer. Go back to your.
So yeah, it's if you think about this movie too much, it kind of hurts. If you think about this, if you take this movie too seriously, it kind of hurts. This movie it's
still fun though.
awkward. But here's the thing: if you go in and reminding yourself that, oh yeah, this is a movie about teenagers who are also mutants, who are also ninjas, who are freaking giant turtles. Come on. It's going to be silly. It's going to be bizarre. That's exactly.
It's got its problems, but overall, I think it's still a fun movie. It's an enjoyable time.
Yeah.
Laughs, and at the very least, you can laugh at some of the stupid shit.
Yeah. One last thing. Braxton.
Neil deGrasse Braxton. I'm gonna keep calling him that.
Go for it. Whatever. he was nerdy black guy before Neil deGrasse Tyson. Anyways, no. There was a few times when Neil deGrasse. I'm gonna do it.
You just did it.
I almost did it. God,
yes.
damn it.
Victory
No, he is Neil deGrasse. He's but here's the thing. Okay, Braxton they really pushed his nerdness. He was already with the bow tie and suspenders and all that. He was nerdy from just who he was. That's fine.
Also, he really tries to hit on Megan Fox, and it's awkward.
Well, he's Megan Fox. Anyway, but he has this laugh that is both amusing and oh, jeez. And he feels like they kind of turned the nerd up just a bit too much. I'm like, should I take offense to this?
He's kind of crazy.
Do I feel like I need? Yeah. By the end, he just gets fucking messed up crazy. He is ooh. And he's
He starts off as nerdy and then goes to
Then he cranks it up to 11 crazy. But here's the funny thing. I actually, if it was just a Braxton and Krang movie, I think his craziness would have been more warranted because he would have been talking with Krang, the silhouette, and Krang's like craziness going off, and they're both like just batshit insane. Yeah. That would have been fun to watch. Like Braxton going from like the maybe an awkward nerd. Okay, fine, it's a stereotype, but everyone there's so many stereotypes in the movie anyways. Why not? So I think it would have been cool. I was like, Braxton overall, I did really like it, really like the character because it did feel like the cheesy character from the '80s. But that kind of stood out to me. It's just like, if I felt this wasn't done in the kind of the spirit of the '80s, if this was taking itself seriously and he was still this way, that I would have been like, really, come on, this is bad. But it wasn't. It was fun. Like again, and it's weird because we've said so many negative things about this movie, and there are a lot of negative things.
It's not that, it's how we've said it. We've been louder when we're talking about the things we don't like.
Oh, well, we're just loud. Whatever. But, that's the thing with this movie. It's not a good movie. It's not going to win any awards. It's not going to do anything. Yeah. It's not even going to be, Best Picture, from a fan perspective.
No.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
I do not regret watching it. It was a fun time, and especially if you're a fan of the Turtles. If you like the Ninja Turtles, you will find things to like in this movie. I'm sure you'll find things to complain about because, no offense. No,
I mean, we have.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of things to complain about. Even from, just a straight fan perspective, they take a few liberties, though not a whole lot.
There's one of those things, too, where, not every movie has to be the best movie we've ever seen.
That's also true.
You can have fun in a movie that's just okay.
Wait, and here's the thing: if they tried to make this an amazing movie, that's the thing. That's I think one of the big flaws of Batman vs Superman, in that it felt like they were trying to make this the awe-inspiring greatest movie talked about for decades to come.
Right.
You know what? This is a fun movie. You sit down, relax, have some popcorn, and just have a fun afternoon or evening watching the Turtles do silly stuff and kick ass. Done.
All right, let's wrap this up with our final thoughts and our rating out of 10. What do you think, Dan?
This is a close one. Again, for the nostalgia's sake and for a lot of that stuff, I really want to rate it higher. But there's a lot of things that do detract. It's from the nostalgia. I'm gonna give this a 7.5. It was fun. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it, and I guess in the end, we talk a lot about. There's film critics do a lot of things. When you really are critiquing something, it does start to you start to lose sight of what things are fun. And honestly, this was fun. It did a lot of cool things, a lot of fun. 7.5. Just because there's a lot of things that I was like, whatever. I rolled my eyes 3 or 4 times this movie. I was like, seriously?
There's a lot of eye rolling moments.
It was ridiculous. They pushed a little bit in some cases, whatever. But I still had a lot of fun, so I'm still going to give it a 7.5. 7.5, 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah, to me, whenever I critique or I look at something, I look at it through 2 different ways. I do looking at it objectively and subjectively. Objectively, you can look at things and be like, well, that looked weird, or that was edited weird, or it was a little weird. Subjectively, it's just what you feel when you come out of the movie and how you feel about the movie, and it's just
Turtles.
So I try to do a mixture of both of those things, and I think this movie objectively has a lot of problems, but subjectively also is very fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Because I did enjoy it, thought it was a lot of fun, has problems, but it's decent.
That 0.5 is because you didn't see the cartoon as a kid.
That's also that. So straight 7.5. That's what we thought of Turtles. Go see it if you want, or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Like I said, if you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles, I definitely suggest you see it. Although, to be honest, at this point, because it's gotten some pretty solid reviews as far as an blockbuster action movie has gotten. So I think most of the really diehard Turtle fans have probably just seen it by now, and good. I hope they enjoyed it because I did. I've loved the Turtles since I was a kid. They've always been one of those characters that just they've always been the fun characters that I can always go back to.
I also like the first one too.
Well, yeah, no, I thought the first one was solid. The first one was solid. definitely had a lot of flaws. This one I think fixed the flaws that I hated the most about it, and then added a few cool things that I love to see.
Yeah. Honestly, I think in terms of quality, I think I have this on the same level as the last one. I think there are things that they improved on, but there are also things that I thought maybe the first one did better.
Fair enough.
There's the exposition was the big kind of like thing for me. I don't need to hear the thing that I just saw. I don't need you to tell me after you've shown me what happened and then tell me a third time.
You're getting distracted by all the shiny explosions.
Yeah, and the
All the Michael-Bayisms.
Alright, so that does it for us. Coming up, we got Warcraft coming out, which I know you're excited for. I haven't played Warcraft.
I watched Markiplier just put a YouTube
just put
video
up his
that was teaching Warcraft, because apparently he's a huge Warcraft fan. That makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I love Markiplier even more. I love you, Markiplier.
Give us money.
Watches. We're like a one day.
Did I just beg Mark for money? Mark, give me money.
Jesus. He doesn't mean it. We'll accept just your love.
I mean, if your love comes in money form, I would also appreciate it.
Dude.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to sell out for Mark. Fuck off.
I am selling out here.
I'm selling out, Daniel.
God.
Daniel.
Stop it. Right. Okay.
Alright, so Warcraft is coming out. What else is coming out?
Warcraft is coming out. We looked at these and we
looked at
guys. There's another thing coming out this month.
Is it Finding Dory or is that next
Finding Dory's coming out.
Okay, soon. So we got
this month or late this month. Finding Dory and all that stuff.
How long has it been since Finding Nemo came out?
I think this is honestly going on like, it's gonna be like 10 years? 10 years? More than 10?
I feel like Finding
It
Nemo
felt
was,
like at least a decade. God
yeah.
damn.
I feel like Finding Nemo was 2005, but I don't know. I have to look it up.
Well, you know what? Better late than never. We'll see.
Well, whatever. We'll see. Incredibles 2 still hasn't happened. That's coming.
It needs to happen. Just make up
Next
for
year,
Fantastic
hopefully.
Four debacle.
Oh man.
The real Fantastic Four movie needs to come out.
Apparently, they still want to do the Fantastic Four 2.
What?
The same cast.
God.
Apparently, I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see.
They just will not give back Fantastic Four to Marvel.
I mean, honestly, I don't blame them. I mean, I do blame them for making a shitty movie.
Well, no, I blame them
I don't blame
completely.
them for wanting to keep a superhero property
Yeah,
in
except
a time where superhero movies are making literally all of the money.
they still have X-Men. I mean,
They do still have X-Men.
They do still have X-Men. We're getting off tangent. This is where we.
I might cut this. I might not. Who cares?
Just leave it all in.
The video
We
is
don't
over.
do edits.
The video is over as soon as we give our ratings. This might go after our end slate or something.
This is our after credit scene.
Dude, we always do after credits scenes. God, watch our videos, Dan.
We have videos.
Only like 160.
That's probably why I haven't watched it. I'm sorry. Look, I've been busy. Okay.
Fucking graduating and shit.
It was big.
Yeah.
I'm a free man now.
You don't know what to do.
There will be more to come if there's someone actually watching this. This is still here.
Yeah.
There will be more to come. We have some movies coming up. We have
plans for
plans for a few other odds and
things.
ends. There will be other things we're looking into. Well, obviously retro movie reviews, because this guy, despite being in the Film Masters program, has not seen some pretty big freaking movies. So we need to go back and watch some, do some retro of some
There's
classic
like
movies.
4.
I think there's a lot more.
There's like 4 major ones that we've talked about.
You're right. That's 4 major movies that like everyone has seen. Get with it. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna do some retro movie reviews. Maybe do some like old. I kind of wanted to go back to like the old school anime. I've been feeling rather nostalgic lately, like Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and all that stuff. But I want to go back and do a kind of review bit of that. as well as maybe branch out into video games again. So I know
Yeah.
we did a little bit on this channel.
We started as a Let's Play channel, but then we were like, yeah, we're not into that.
and then gone. So we may try it again. We'll see.
What we might do, we haven't really thought all. This is a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but that's fine. But we do still have our Twitch channel, which would be
Streaming might come into play,
Streaming would be the easiest thing at the moment for us to do in terms of gameplay.
depending on the game.
Right.
We've already covered this.
We've talked about this.
We still need to get equipment and stuff. So this might still be a little ways off. But
Board games we've also talked about bringing
yes,
back.
there'll be. We're going to try and expand into various things:
Yeah.
video games, board games, older movies,
We're gonna be branching
anime.
out.
It's something I don't know. So we're gonna branch out, do some things, expand this channel. I'm kind of hoping to get this channel, but kind of up and running a bit faster and better than what it has been. We're still working out the kinks though. And anyone who is watching this, I thank you thoroughly for your time and devotion. If you at all have been enjoyed watching us ramble and yell at each other and all that stuff, please like, comment, subscribe, give us love, give us attention.
And tell all of your friends.
Yes, tell all your friends. Share the wealth, the power of the internet and friendship. Please.
Also, if you want to give us money,
Let's actually make like legitimate content before we actually talk about money.
not like a sponsorship or anything, but just like if somebody out there wants to give me money.
Hey Pepsi, if you're or you know
No, just like a person, just like Fred, come on, Fred.
We're calling you out, Fred.
I actually don't know if I know anybody named Fred.
Well, we will soon.
Oh shit, Fred, give me money, please.
Fred. Can't see anything. God. Fred, where'd you go? Oh, Fred. Fred, we love you. There's gonna be not a single Fred that watches this.
No Fred.
We are no friends. Or do we? We should cut it right there.
I might. And scene.
Let me turn off the camera.
Me and Matt have done that before. We just point out, we just say a name. Like David Jeremy or like something like that. I don't know.
God damn it, Doug.
Doug. Why don't you give me money, Doug?
Alright, we finally got that done.
Godzilla reviews are happening eventually.
You almost forgot.
I almost forgot to
Please
that.
edit that as like the beginning instead of way at the end after all this stuff of silence. What? God.
I would cut out the silence and the weirdness. I would just go Godzilla reviews.
Not the
are
weirdness. That's all we got going for us.
Oh man.
No, yeah. One of these days, for some reason, everything else on this channel has basically been off the cuff. You want to actually write a review for the Godzilla stuff, and that's why it's taking so long.
I might say
This
fuck
guy.
that. I might say fuck that and just sit down and do it.
Well, I mean, at this point, you've already said you might need to rewatch some of them because you forgot.
It's
Holy
been a
crap.
while. I did.
Yeah,
it
because you
ago.
put it off.
And there's so many movies.
Which is why normal people don't do this.
I might just say fuck it and sit down and actually review Godzilla.
Do it.
I'm gonna
Do it.
Alright, I'll do it. Alright. Alright, I gotta go take a big fucking shit.